Hi, this is Adam Scarborough from the Guildhall School of Music in London, where we're just about to go and see Big Band, London Guildhall Big Band Jazz Orchestra, which is a great band full of up-and-coming musicians who are trained by a guy called Matt, who was one of my father's students. My father worked with many big bands for the years, some great British bands, Buddy Greco, Eric Winston's orchestra, Ray McVeigh's orchestra, Bob Miller's orchestra, to name but a few. And when my dad used to play in bands, you could just walk into Archer Street in Soho and get work. But these guys who we're going to go and see play today, they are, I don't know what they're going to do once they qualify from the London School of Music. As good as they are, brilliant, you know, putting hours and hours into their art, saxophonists, trumpeters, percussion, and Matt himself, I imagine, who's on a wage. Where do they go? Where do they walk into employment? I mean, they might go to work on the QE2, they might go and work on a holiday camp for the summer season. But apart from that, you know, there's the occasional jazz club in London, there's Ronnie Scott's, there's other jazz clubs around, but it's not a lucrative scene. I don't think it's an easy life being a musician. It just can't be, because it's not like it was in the 50s and 40s, where before you had discotheques and before you had synthesizers, there was work for orchestras. You know, my father even used to work with a band called the BBC Radio Northern Orchestra. Being BBC at the time had their own orchestra, BBC Radio, and they were a great band. They used to do what was called trade test transmissions, which used to run between programmes on the BBC and ITV as well. So none of that exists anymore. You know, my father went to work with other artists like Nana Muscuri, worked with other jazz bands, Quincy Jones, Buddy Greco, Chick Corea, some great bands he works with. But even he, at the end of his life, was short of a penny and said, you know, he worked at the Circus Tavern. You might get Freddie Starr on £2,000 a week, but the rest of the orchestra on £30 a night. So it seems very, very glamorous, and they love what they do. They love entertaining people, but it's not glamorous at the end of the day. I hope you enjoy what I'm going to record today, but these guys, as well as they are, it's changed. It's the big band scene, I think, is really from another era. I mean, when my father used to work with Eric Winston's orchestra and Edmondo Ross, they all used to have their own sort of stylish, sort of, not military style, but their own suit, you know, which gave the music a feeling of art and a degree of panache as well. But it's great, it's a great scene, but I think it's more of a nostalgic thing today. And I imagine that, you know, they must qualify, they must take an examination to get into the Guildhall School of Music. But what follows? And what follows at the end of the day, I think it was that band, the rock band Dr. Hook, who said, why'd you write songs like, if I said, oh, you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? And he said, well, at the end of the day, you got to pay the rent. That's what Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, I think it was, they said that. And you've got to pay the rent. It's not easy. I mean, you know, you go from rags to riches and riches to rags. It was that guitarist in Fleetwood Mac who ended up living in a squat. So anyway, I won't say too more about this, but I hope you enjoy what I'm going to record today in the Big Band Jazz. They're great. But as I say, it really is from another era, and you can't really bring back an era, especially when there's no money in it. And I think at the end of the day, as Bob Dylan says, money doesn't talk, it swears. So, enjoy.
Band.